And just like how Fred Durst was the most hated in the nu metal genre, MGK has become the most hated in rap and pop punk. Now, if you read the title of my video, who hasn't, this really won't be a hit piece on MGK, but more so a video on shedding some light about him. So if you happen to like my content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you think, and let's get into the video. I've been sick for the past 2 weeks, and I lost my voice, and I've barely gotten it back, so just bear with me on my vocal skills, because it's a struggle right now. MGK started his career in the rap genre in the late 2000s, and honestly his earlier work wasn't that great. I mean, just check this out. But then again, most people's earlier work isn't that great to begin with. I have an album dropping on May 31st, by the way. In the 2010s, he started to take his music career more seriously and dropped bangers like Wild Boy. And what was the other hit? Wild Boy? That's not it. No, I'm just joking. Another banger that I really like would be Breaking News, that dropped around that time period. Now, around this time of his musical career, he was caught making some very disturbing tweets about Eminem's daughter. And at the time, Eminem's daughter was underage, so you could see why it was very disturbing. Which to me is where his career was taking a turn from being recognized as a decent rap artist, because let's be honest, he can spit, to someone just trolling the media to get his name out there. A lot of people claim that he went punk after the controversy with Eminem, which I will get into later on in this video. But if you take a closer look at his drip in the 2010s era, he was wearing wallet chains, drop dead tees, ripped skinny jeans, and checkerboard studded belts. To me, this is a lower level of pop punk drip. And if anything, that was a good time to dress like that in that time period, because that was whenever emo in scene was pretty much dying off, because it did die around 2012, but that was a good time to wear that drip. What other rap artist was bringing the punk aesthetic to the rap scene other than A$AP Rocky of that time period? I would say that MGK was ahead of the curve in bringing the punk aesthetic to the rap culture. Also, he did state that he did listen to some punk artists from the 80s and 90s, artists similar to Circle Jerks or Blink-182. So it's no surprise that MGK was inspired by the punk culture in his rap music. Moving on to his movie career, MGK has been in quite a lot of film hits. The true role that got him to shine was in Nerve alongside Emma Roberts in 2016, which I would say was an okay film, but it really wasn't that great. However, it did pop off his movie career. After that, you started to see him in movies like Viral, SLC Punk 2, The Dirt, and Project Power. He usually took the role of playing the emo punk or the junkie because it suited his lifestyle that he was already living. I think he did really well in SLC Punk 2, and I highly suggest watching that movie. It's very underrated. Around that time of his movie career taking off in 2017, you could see a shift in his music a lot differently from rap to pop punk. And a lot of his rap songs were more like emo-ish rap, like kind of like Little Peep. It was very different at that time. I mean, just check out this track. Keep on dreaming. Or this track as well. Even if the highs feel low. You can pretty much see that he started to have that emo-ish sound in his music. But to me, no one was really paying attention to his musical ambitions of that time. And so I would say this is whenever his music started to fall off a bit and take a back seat, which brings me to my next point and the biggest controversy of his career: the beef with Eminem. In 2018, MGK and Eminem started to have some beef, and that all stemmed from what Eminem put out lyrically about MGK on the album Kamikaze. What better way to get your name out there than to troll and beef with the master of rap? Both dropped diss tracks on each other, and just like how Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith,
oh, wow!
Eminem destroyed MGK. But did he really? MGK took the L from Eminem, but used it to his advantage. See, whenever you get into some beef with a legend, then your name gets out there too. MGK would release a few more albums with some emo / pop punk tracks sprinkled in here and there, until in 2020 he released Tickets to My Downfall, which landed him #1 on Billboard 200. Since then, he's been teaming up with multiple pop punk artists, and Travis Barker especially, reviving the pop punk scene little by little. So you could say that MGK shed some light on some old pop punk artists from the 90s and the early 2000s, all because the beef with Eminem started. His latest album has a few cringeworthy moments, but it's literally still gaining him a lot of success. And like I said earlier, MGK was ahead of the curve in bringing punk into rap music. But he was also ahead of the curve in making bangers with Travis Barker. There are so many artists that want to be with Travis Barker now, it's insane. MGK has had a lot of controversy around his name, which has made him one of the most hated in the community, which is the problem with MGK. And this is very similar to how Fred Durst was in nu metal. MGK had beef with Eminem. Then he had beef with Corey Taylor, which to me, the fight between him and Corey Taylor was dumb on both sides. But he used those controversies to grow his career and his audience, but also to bring pop punk back, which to me doesn't make him as dumb as people think he is. Is he douchey? In some instances, yes he is. But we all have douchey moments in our lifetime. This will be the end of my video, guys. I wanted to get this out there because I am seeing some hypocrisy in the community. But like I said in the beginning, if you happen to like my content, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what you think, and I'm out.